6:47 now, and time to talk to our fashionista Cameron Parker in the studio. Supermodel, how are you?
I am fabulous. How are you guys?
Great.
We've got like a full house in here.
I know.
Yeah.
It's kind
Have
of
you
crazy.
met intern Amanda?
I have, and she's rocking it off the hook too. And she greeted me at the door, and I was like, "Girlfriend, you smell so good." Hello. The best dressed, I got to tell you, studio in the nation, right here.
You're sweet. You're sweet. I'm sure we're talking about the fashion during the presidential inauguration.
With bated breath. I
yesterday.
mean, what was
Right.
fabu and what was taboo? First of all, let's talk about First Lady. We now can call her First Lady Michelle Obama.
Mm-hmm.
Totally off the hook yesterday in a beautiful two-piece ensemble from the Cuban designer Isabel Toledo. She's actually based out of New York, and this is a designer that is relatively new, but she actually, Isabel Toledo, makes her own, doesn't follow kind of the fashion trend. She won't show during Fashion Week. She says, whenever I come up with a line, that's when I'm going to do it.
Ooh,
So,
Now you were in the fashion world, so you know. So how does that happen? Do people just buy all these big, fashion creators of dresses, and they're all sending in their samples to Michelle Obama?
a lot of times they're sending in sketches saying, how can we fine-tune this? How can we make this, especially in something this enormous and that's something that's going to go down in history books. You want to make sure that you're dressed from head to toe and making sure that you're setting the
Right.
example. And I think it's great that she's a Cuban American and that she's bringing a really fresh approach. Typically, what we usually see with First Ladies is they're dressing in red and blue. She took a risk in dressing in this bright kind of yellow gold with green gloves. She brought some bling to it in the afternoon. High Empire tied coat. Really looked lovely. Really looked lovely. And her makeup looked lovely as well, too.
What about the little girls?
Oh, the girls,
They're
Sasha and
colors.
Malia, off the hook. They dressed perfectly. They each have their own individual style and color scheme. You could see each one of them were so sassy, and they worked it. I would have been like, girlfriends are working the runway already.
They're
Yeah.
just so cute.
They
They're
are
cute.
so cute, and it's going to be a joy to see that type of joy in the White House, because I can't wait to see what they're going to be wearing underneath the desk. For that photograph. That's just going to be classic for right there.
Right.
So, and I do have to say, a lot of the brocades that we saw on Michelle yesterday afternoon is something that we're going to be seeing moving forward into spring and possibly for next fall. Some of the rich luxe fabrics, some sparkle without adding beads, some of the metallic threads that are going through on brocade. So be looking for that moving into spring, but heavily for next fall.
Is that the ball she was wearing? Wasn't that a white dress?
It was by a relatively new
Beautiful
designer,
dress.
Jason Wu. I love the off-shoulder portion of this dress. It was really fantastic. However, it wasn't as luxe as it should have. I mean, let's face it, President Obama, I love saying that, President Obama was rocking it in white tie.
Yeah,
We've
that's cool.
talked about this before
That's
with
right,
white tie.
which is more dressy. than
Exactly, black tie.
It wasn't one of those clip-ons either.
You know,
You
no.
could tell it was tied.
It was tied. It wasn't like, snap on and snap off kind of thing.
Right.
Almost like a clapper. Wouldn't that be fun? A
That
bow
would be.
tie that would like that, and it would just tie itself. I think that would
I think
be
you're onto
great.
something.
I do have to comment on Michelle's outfit that she wore at the We Are One concert by Narciso Rodriguez. Oh, girlfriend, major snaps up with that outfit. Oh, pencil skirt, long three-quarter jacket in beige, tying it up with black pumps and a black blouse. Oh, she looked fierce. Sasha fierce. Sasha fierce.
Nice.
For that. So, and I have to say, Dr. Biden, yes, she has a PhD in education. That is Vice President Biden's wife, Jill Biden. Looked great yesterday. However, I didn't see until she started walking. Girlfriend, it was 20 degrees. What are your knees showing? The coat should have been a little bit longer and met her boots, not like I was ready to go to a club.
I did hear that it was a little bit risque, her fashion. People were thinking it might have been too young, a little not quite as dressy as it should
That's
have
why
been.
Joe Biden married her.
She's a beautiful woman.
She
What
is.
did you think of her gown for the ball?
Stole the show.
extravaganza? Yeah.
Stole the show.
That was
She
my
looked
favorite of all of them.
absolutely phenomenal and regal and just so happy to be there. And all in all, I think the executive office, we have something to be proud of. They're all good dressers. We can take this huge sigh of relief because who was taboo yesterday? Former President Bush Sr. Hello, he looked like he was ready to flip the coin at the Army-Navy football game with that yellow turtleneck. What's up with that? I was like, funny. Is that the least you could do for the biggest inauguration in history, and you can pull out the yellow, I'm going to a football game, rah rah, kind of thing. So he gets the taboo hit on that one.
Well,
So
maybe he's stuck in the 80s.
that, and we need to throw in some Devo music. I don't see Senior rocking it out to, Devo putting a flower pot on his head either. So.
Too funny.
So remember, unless it's taboo, it's taboo.
Cameron Parker, our fashionista. We have podcasts of this segment at our website at 929themountain.com. If you missed anything, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
It's 8:32. You're listening to Jennie and Blake. It's 92.9 The Mountain.